EGM Network.
The Classic Car Radio. Keith McDonald here with Steve Charbonneau and Mike Carano. Welcome, guys, to our summer show. We are now doing a half hour for the summer, and we'll be back in the fall.
What's happening?
So we got to do this quick, get all our stuff in.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know?
Yeah.
First of all, let me hit this thing with the loop. We're brought to you by Vero Beach Smoke Alarm. They want to do a big shout out to Jasmine Crockett, Congresswoman. Okay.
Yeah.
Just so you all know. Anyway, Riverside Theater Live in the Loop. They're on every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. Starts at 5:30. Admission is free over at the Riverside Theater. You all know where that is, on the other side of the bridge on the island. This month on the car show, that they have one Thursday every month, and this month it's on May 22nd, Thursday, May 22nd, and the cars are being told to be there at 5 o'clock. So if you want to get there a little early, you can go at 5 o'clock.
Line up the cars. That's
what I got from the guy running that. I forget his name, but anyway, he was really nice. Got right back to me today about the jazz concert and car showcase.
May 22nd.
May 22nd, 5 o'clock.
Not too bad.
But the cars will be there for an hour or two, right? A couple hours.
Yeah, they usually stayed until the end. I think it's a 2-hour show. I think they end by 7:30 because I think the Comedy Zone opens at 7:30 or 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So.
Now tell us about any car shows coming up. I know we got one in June.
We got the only one in June, and everything else is way up north, up in like Titusville.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nothing in like Melbourne?
No, there's nothing going on. The Summer Crush Winery, it's getting too hot now.
Yeah.
So even the TA truck stop, they're not doing anything right now.
Oh, they're not? You found out, huh?
Yep.
Okay, good.
So we just got the cruise-ins over here down in Oslo Road and McDonald's, and then up in Sebastian at the Sandwich Shack.
Okay. And then we got the Father's Day show in June.
Father's Day show in June at the Vero Beach VFW. Great show.
Not that far away now. It's like 5 weeks.
Yeah,
right?
we're getting close.
5 weeks.
There.
Time flies. You'll never know.
A bunch of stuff up in Vieira, but it's tough to get up there. We don't really. I don't think our show gets as far up there as we should. But
yeah, it doesn't. But it does on YouTube.
Yeah. So what else did you go?
It does on Facebook.
Did you go to anything this weekend? Did you see any shows or anything?
No.
Steve, you've been busy at the shop?
Yeah, I just worked.
Good.
Did you?
Did you finish? Are your Chevelles all set and ready to go?
You got jokes today.
Oh, boy. All right.
All right, so we'll do some quick news then, I guess, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Do what you got.
TheDrive.com, we have the 300, and this is right at the top of the page, 300 car auction is a treasure trove of American classics waiting to be saved. There's a lot of cars here, and there are a lot of patina and a lot of rust. But they're going up for auction. You'll find cars from almost every era of American automotive history in this collection. Somewhere in the otherwise empty field in Epping, North Dakota, lies hundreds of vintage, rusty American cars that are seemingly haven't been touched in decades. So they have every era, really, 70s muscle cars, 50s excess cars, all that stuff. And it's part of the Sagasser collection?
Yeah, Sagasser.
Sagasser, Paul Sagasser. Anyway, it's headed to Vanderbank Auctions on June 7th. So 1 month from when we're recording this, June 7th, the Vanderbank Auctions. You can look that up on the internet and look at all these cars. There's 300 of them, or you can just look on Jesse's showing some if you're watching on YouTube.
Mopar?
Yeah, he's got some decent cars. He's got some cars that are good. But Paul Sagasser was a geologist for an oil company.
Right.
And while he lived in Epping, North Dakota, he traveled all over North Dakota, Montana, Wyoming for work. And during his travels, he ended up finding a bunch of beat-up cars and brought them all back to his big property in Epping, North Dakota. So anyway, Sagasser died in a motorcycle accident in 2018, and now his family is putting this entire collection up for auction. So you could probably find some basket cases, maybe not. They're pretty much
You got
together. Look at them all.
Plenty of parts. If you're looking for parts.
If you're looking for parts and buy a part truck.
Yeah.
Got a lot of pickups from the 50s and 60s. Most of the cars are completely rust covered, and many are missing body parts. However, you can choose from pretty much any kind of American rust bucket that you'd like. And muscle cars, sedans, wagons, and pickup trucks are all available if you're willing to invest enough time, money, or both. The project car opportunities are nearly endless. There you go.
Might be worth the drive.
I'll say. Well, you can do it online, I think.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know. You check with Van Der Brink auctions. It's one word. Van Der Brink auctions on June 7th. You can check out whatever they got on the website prior to that, but Jesse's showing a lot where you can see at thedrive.com. There's a lot of photos up at the drive.
No more Pontiacs, Mike.
I know. Yeah. After working on that Pontiac for 2 weeks, I'm done with Pontiac.
Yeah, you can get like a 68 and up. It'll be fine.
Nice Chevy truck in the back. That's what you need, Mike.
Yeah. There's a couple of Chevy trucks up there. Look good.
Oh, yeah.
Even the El Camino didn't look too bad.
Yeah, the El Camino, the 70 El Camino looked pretty nice.
Sure. There's some good stuff there.
What else you got going?
Well, okay. North Dakota, speaking of which, is the latest state to raise interstate speed limit to 80 miles an hour. So soon you'll be able to drive faster through North Dakota, but you'll also pay more if you get pulled over. It could soon take a lot less time to cross through North Dakota as of August 1st. The speed limit in the Peace Garden state, I guess what they call it, on the interstates will be increased from 75 to 80, which matches the speed limit enforced in several other states. Signed by North Dakota Governor Kelly Armstrong, the bill effectively acknowledges that the most motorists drive at least 80 in a 75-mile-an-hour zone. So now they're going to drive 85 because they can go 80
or
legally,
90,
of course.
Or 90.
Or 90, yeah. So this establishes consistency between South Dakota and Montana that both have 80-mile-an-hour speed limits. So now you're not going to be going, 80 through South Dakota or Montana and slide into North Dakota and get pulled over because you're going too fast. So they're all kind of evened out at 80. I mean, I thought Florida was quick at 70, but these guys are flying out there.
Yeah, but even in Florida, you're doing 70. People are flying by.
They whiz by you. They're going
90, 95 at least.
Sure they are, yeah.
Well, like he just said, it's going to be the same thing, though. I mean, how long is it going to take for us to get to 80 mile an hour?
Right.
Eventually, it's going to happen. But then you're going to be, okay, now we're going 80. People are going to go 90.
Right.
Well, something in Brevard County from right when you come out of Sebastian into like Minko, Grant, on I-95, they need to drop the speed limit to like 50. Someone dies every week up there between Palm Bay Road and Malabar, Palm Bay Road, and like 192. So, always something happening on those roads, especially on the ramps. They really I'm only kidding about the 50 though.
You say that, but I was stuck at the light under the bridge at O'Galley and 95.
Yeah.
And I'm just getting ready to make the left to get onto 95, and this freaking car comes flying by me.
Sure. In
the wrong lane, going the same way I'm going, left of me, because he was being chased by the police.
Oh.
The light turned green, and he just, if I didn't see him coming up on my left side, he would have careened right into me.
Wow.
And right up the ramp and gone. And then he crashed probably, I think about Palm Bay Road he crashed.
Oh, yeah?
Because I guess the cops...
They're crazy up there.
A lot of stuff goes on up there.
Yeah, I'm always seeing pictures on Facebook of cars upside down at an intersection of Minton and Malabar. It's just the cars are laying around upside down all the time up there. The people are crazy.
The people are impatient. They don't want to...
Well, I'll tell you what.
That's the biggest problem.
If you go from Jupiter, and I know a lot of people listening don't know where, but if you go from Jupiter all the way down to US 1, you go through 11 sets of lights. People are fed up with it.
Yeah.
And every light is long, so they're in a big rush to beat the next light.
Right, because they don't have the lights in sync like Manhattan does.
No, they don't.
When one light turns green in Manhattan, they all turn green at the same time.
That's great.
This way you can get across town a lot quicker.
That's very good, yeah. So drivers caught speeding on a road with a limit of 65 or above will be charged $20 or $5 for every mile per hour over the speed limit, whichever is greater.
Wow.
So if you're cooking along at 90, you're going to get a $50 fine. That's not that bad. $50 fine for going 90 in an 80 zone. That's not that bad, right?
Yeah, but it all depends. They're going to take points off too.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah,
You know, that might be like 2 points off your license. You're
right.
done.
True.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is. It's getting harder to drive every day. You see people cutting through the parking lots and people trying to come up in your turning lanes, trying to time the red light. And then now the new thing is I see people, they stop and they like slow down for the red light, even though it's red, and they just blow right through it. It's like,
It's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, especially now that the snowbirds are gone.
Yeah.
Things are lightening up a little bit, so people are going to be driving a little bit fast.
Not in Palm Bay.
No, that's crowded up there.
They keep building everywhere. My neighborhood alone, 8 new homes just in the 4 streets in my neighborhood.
Right.
You know, 8 homes.
This happens.
That's a lot of, and they're doing it everywhere up there. Now they're build more out in west. So Malabar Road's going to get worse. I'm telling you what, Minton's already horrible. All right. Anyway, the 2025 Hot Rod Power Tour schedule has been released with the locations, official routes, and all that. You got to go to hotrod.com, which is now owned by Motor Trend. And the world's largest traveling car show hits the highways June 9th through the 13th with 6,000 vehicles prepared to in one of the most anticipated car events of the year. The Motor Trend event team and Hot Rod editors have curated a route that runs west to east, beginning at the famed Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park.
Wow.
Or Indianapolis Speedway, as we call it. Yeah, they're going to go from there. And, I didn't take too much more of this because there's so much there, the tour schedule, locations, where they're going to stop, official route. So I don't have a lot here to tell you about, but you got to go to hotrod.com. It's the lead story at the very top of the page. You can find out if you are interested in the Power Tour. But the Power Tour, too, they sell out immediately. Yeah. So you can't even get in it usually. Every year, there are already people are waiting. Oh, you can buy your ticket at midnight. They're all waiting at midnight. They jam up that website.
Yeah, I know Bill Maul and Billy DeArton do the Power Tour a lot. Yeah. I don't know how, have you ever done a Power Tour, Steve?
No, I have not. A friend of mine, Scott and Brad from B&B, they've done it. They said it was a blast because you get to meet a different variety of people. And it's like, dude, if someone breaks down, it's like a parking lot. Yeah. Everybody pulls over. You'll have so much help, dude. A guy could put in one bolt, the next guy could put in the next bolt. He said it's crazy, but it's just, it's a different type of car people.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'd be worried about. What happens if you break down?
Cool. Yeah.
Is everybody going to help you? Hey, I need the part, need this part, need that part. That's the only thing.
You wouldn't have to worry about it because
everybody
these guys
says you'll have more help. You'll be tripping over people.
And he said some guys even bring trailers, the car parts, and they're doing all sorts of stuff just to go. Yeah, it's
something too is if I was going, say I had my 72 GTO, I had a lot of spare parts, some OEM stuff, but I also had new stuff or used stuff that was still good. I just wanted to change them. You know how it is. Right. And if I was going to a long cruise, I would put that box in my trunk. You never know. Going with a bunch of Pontiacs. Yeah. Right. So, maybe someone would need, and other guys are doing it too. Yeah. So that's the whole thing when you're talking about the Power Tour. People are going to pull over like a parking lot of guys that want to help.
And that's why a lot of these guys put those LS engines in them because they're reliable.
Right. Well, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with the second half of the show. Can't believe we're doing a half hour.
Half hour, real quick.
We're at the Patriot Radio. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Riverside Theater's Comedy Zone, where the comedy is wild, untamed, and downright hilarious. Hit the zone this Friday and Saturday night at 6:30 and 8:30 for the Treasure Coast's best live stand-up comedy show, featuring nationally recognized comedians with cabaret-style seating and food and drink table service. Buy tickets at riversidetheater.com and get ready for a night of non-stop laughs.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of in-stock coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Dining and bedroom sets, occasional tables, sofas, sleeper sofas, love seats and chairs, and all the latest styles and colors from Tommy Bahama, Lexington, Hooker, Riverside, Universal Coastal Living, Four Seasons, Braxton Color, and Capri. We're also the outdoor furniture experts and have hundreds of styles of any patio furniture you need, including a gallery of Berlin Gardens and Polywood. We specialize in fire pits, outdoor rugs, umbrellas, and replacement cushions. Right now, we're having a spring sale with lots of great markdowns and discounts on everything you need for your Florida home, including all pictures, lamps, and accessories half price. Sunshine Furniture, $12.95 US 1 in the Publix Plaza, Vero Beach. Don't forget to visit our outlet store directly across the street, filled with lots of brand name closeouts and sale items. And visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
When the check engine light comes on, turn to Treasure Coast Auto of Vero Beach. Time for an oil change? Turn to Treasure Coast Auto of Vero Beach. Brake work, alignments, maintenance, and more? Turn to Treasure Coast Auto of Vero Beach. Your certified service center specializing in alignments, repairs, oil changes, radiators, brakes, even auto electric repair. Just east of US 1 at 1212 23rd Street, Vero Beach. Turn to the local mechanics you can trust. Treasure Coast Auto of Vero Beach.
Welcome back to Classic Car Radio. I'm Keith McDonald here with Steve Charbonneau and Mike Carano. Welcome back, guys.
Hey, we're in the last run here.
The second half, yep.
Quick and simple. In and out.
Anyway, we talked about the Power Tour. We talked a little more about it while we were on break here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I heard that the Chattanooga Motorcar Festival is canceled this year.
Really?
Yeah. Did you?
No way.
Really?
Yeah, I read that somewhere. I think it was on. I don't know if it was on Todd Byron's page or I read it somewhere. There's too much stuff going on downtown Chattanooga, building
Really?
and stuff. So they canceled it for this year, and it'll be back next year.
Wow.
If Todd's listening, or if Todd could get a hold of us, but I'm pretty sure I read that they weren't doing it this year. And that was usually about October, right?
Yeah, it's usually like mid-October.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's canceled this year.
Wow.
They're going to do it for 2026.
Huh.
What else you got going on over there?
Well, let's do a little history then. In this date in history, May 7th, 1996 was a big day. I'm sorry, 1998. I had to pull the paper closer to me. Daimler-Benz, maker of of course, the famous luxury car Mercedes-Benz, announced a $36 billion merger with United States-based Chrysler Corporation. And you remember that what they did was they bought it, they picked its bones clean, and then they sold it again.
Right. Because
remember that?
Yeah, they sell. Don't they have Fiat now too? Right.
Yeah, they got Fiat. And, yep. And then who owns Chrysler now? Stellantis.
Yeah.
A European company, I believe they are.
Wow.
And they almost got away, get killed the V8 and the Hemi and all that stuff. But Stellantis found out they could still sell a lot of cars, so they brought it back. Thank God. Anyway, that happened on May 7th, 1998. And that was something that was done. Was that done by Lee Iacocca? Is he the one that saved Chrysler back then?
He saved. I think I thought it was before
he saved that.
though.
Yeah, it was way before that.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think
I'm
it was
sorry.
Before that, that was in the 80s.
Yeah, it was when he came out with the K car and all
the
that
K
crap.
car.
Yeah.
That crappy car.
He took out a big loan and the government bailed him out.
Right.
Chrysler's been through some stuff.
Yeah.
Everything.
I don't know a manufacturer who ain't been through some
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the learning process, you know?
Yeah. May 9th, 2008, Speed Racer, the big budget live action film version of the 1960s comic book and television series, makes its debut in the movie theaters. I never saw that.
I used to watch the cartoon. I didn't watch the
Yeah,
I've
me
never
too when
seen
I was
the
a
movie.
kid. Yeah, yep. May 10th, 1980, the U.S. Secretary of Treasury William Miller announces the approval, here we go, of nearly $1.5 billion in federal loan guarantees for the bankrupt Chrysler Corporation, the largest rescue package ever granted by the government to a U.S. corporation. Lee Iacocca, who became the company's president and chairman of the board in 1978, appealed for the federal loan, banking on the fact that the government wouldn't allow the country's number 3 automaker to declare bankruptcy in a depressed economy, and his gamble, of course, paid off.
There you go.
And they survived till till Mercedes came, and then they didn't survive after that till Fiat bought them. And then when Fiat bought them, we had the Challenger came out. Fiat did pretty good with them because they were Italians and they were more race orientated, I really think.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Maybe.
And then now, of course, Stellantis came in and bought them from Fiat, I believe. So, boy, they've been shuffled around.
They've been thrown around.
Yeah, boy. They're like our stepchild car corporation, auto corporation.
But they're
they
still
throw them
out there.
around. They throw them around from house to house. But they're still around. That's good.
Yeah.
You know, Ram trucks and Dodge Challengers and Dodge Demons and Dodge Chargers. Whatever
They're
else is
changing,
going out
they're
there.
changing them around.
Yeah.
They got the Dodge Durango. You only got 4 minutes, so you better do tech talk real
We'll
quick.
do a little bit of tech talk. Jack from Vero Beach says he's restoring a 71 Buick Grand Sport. The floor is in great shape. It has some minor rust and needs to be cleaned up. I also pulled out old nasty insulation on the inside of the firewall. Going to insulate those floors. What should I use to insulate the floors?
Me, I have like Dynomat, or I like Rock Valley. That's the stuff that I use.
Yeah.
There's a couple different stuff, like, you know, some of the PR-15, you can put a layer down and put stuff on it.
That's what I did.
Lizard skin is another
Lizard
good one.
skin,
You can spray
Wow.
it. Bed liner, you can spray the bed liner, like the Raptor liner, all that stuff.
Right,
There's
right.
a bunch of stuff to do.
Yeah,
Okay.
Depends how far you want to take it.
Yeah, if you just want to use that PR-15 and put it on the ground, and that's it, leave it like that, but make sure you do both sides.
Yeah.
We've been rhino lining underneath the car, and on the inside, we'll put the rock mat and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So.
But is the rhino lining and the lizard skin, do you need a mask for that? Isn't it?
Yeah, they tell you to wear a mask,
Yeah.
But the lizard skin also is a soundproofner, and it also helps on the heat.
There you go.
And this is an older thing I found, but they said they use Noico sound deadener. Ever heard of Noico?
Mm-mm.
No.
No? Okay. Thermozoil foil-backed felt, Noico. So
Yeah.
that foil-backed felt, that's kind of like OE in a way.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's pretty much.
Yeah.
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 The
Okay.
crap that falls apart.
Right, it does. Yep. But
Just paint it.
people that want to make it look like a real throwback GM car use that crap, I guess.
All right.
I used to hate that stuff. I can't tell you why, but if they just had a hole in the car and I hit a puddle and it blew that stuff right up into the car.
Always
Okay.
nice.
That's what I did. I put the Raptor liner underneath the bottom of the car, and then I put the rock fill mat on the inside.
Yeah.
The whole pitch of the orange Camaro was so much quieter on the inside.
Oh, yeah.
I used roofing shingles. On my old Volkswagen, because right underneath the brake pedal, it would rot right there.
Yeah.
Little roofing shingle under there.
There you go.
When you're 16, you don't have the money to do
That's
that
right,
stuff, so
that's
that's what
right.
you use.
Okay, Andy up in Malabar says, guys, I'm cleaning up under the hood of my 74 Roadrunner GTX. Nice. And I want to replace the decals. Do you know where I can get those engine compartment decals that are correct and their placements? Does Phoenix Graphics do that?
I don't know if that's just for the big stickers on the outside, but pretty much any of the catalogs will have the stickers
That's
for
true.
the engine. Any Plymouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's another company too, like GPA or GT or something like that. Global something. I just got it from Todd too.
What
They
I
make
had
all that
was
label.
Performance Car Graphics. You could go to them too.
Yeah, but like I said, any of the magazines, any of the catalogs that you use, they all have the stickers for the inside of the engine.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
So you got 2 minutes.
No,
Not even a minute.
not
You got a
even.
minute.
We're
You
gonna
gonna
wait a
hold on?
minute. Thanks very much for listening to our half-hour show. We're going to be back to an hour in the fall, but right now summer's slow, sponsorship is slow, so we're going to do a half hour through May, June, July, August. Maybe hopefully be back to an hour in September. So we are the Patriot Radio American. We're not American. We are Classic Car Radio. Classic Car Radio.
Don't forget about the Father's Day car show, Sunday, June 15th.
15th. Okay.
2025, 10 to 2 at the Vero
You
Beach
bet.
Alps.
And if you want to sponsor us, please reach out to us.
Yeah, reach out. We could use the sponsorship this time of year. We are Classic Car Radio, and we are out of here.
See ya.
Put the pedal to the metal. Patriot Radio.